Moving on, gentlemen, the Los Angeles Rams, the first place Los Angeles Rams. Who would have predicted that after that first Monday night game? Travel to Arizona to face the Cardinals. Cardinals got really whooped in Orchard Park, a 33-18 loss. And it makes me think, Mark, that the Rams, despite their back-to-back wins, are headed into a buzzsaw in Glendale.
Well, it's not the you would have liked to see Arizona take care of business in the Bills and maybe try to sneak up on them. But that's not going to happen. And for me, the problem with the Rams, and I'll give them credit for what they did last 2 weeks, but you still have the centerpiece of your offense, Todd Gurley, running at 2.9 yards per carry. Good defenses know that there isn't an easier team in the league to game plan for. And what they did well last week, and they're having Keenum throw the ball more than you'd think, and he actually found Tavon Austin downfield for some of the first times all season, threw a nice touchdown, also threw an awful interception, gave up a terrible sack where he should have thrown the ball away. Case Keenum is going to be Case Keenum week to week. You need Gurley to free up, get you yardage, and he is a hostage in that offense right now. Nothing's changed. It's the same story as last week.
Didn't they score like 37 points?
If you go watch it, I just don't buy into how it happened. It's not going to be a week-to-week thing. Again, they played an offense that we're talking about, the defense in Tampa Bay that has got a lot of issues.
This is a big game for the Cardinals. I know the Rams played them well in both games last year. And
beat them in Arizona, right?
Beat them in Arizona. Robert Quinn is playing better this year. This defense for the Rams is really getting after quarterbacks. And I don't know if the Cardinals are protecting Carson Palmer all that well.
Not last week, they didn't.
Damashek ambled over to our pod of desks today and wondered why not more people weren't making a bigger deal out of Cardinals' early struggles and Carson Palmer. And I said it feels a little early, but if the Rams go to Arizona this week and beat up the Cardinals, win a game, and Palmer looks bad again, I think Arizona fans have every reason to be very scared that the magic ran out there. I mean,
yeah,
it's still early, but 1-3 would be terrible.
I've been asked about Palmer so far, and I think it's too early to write him off as like a problem for the Cardinals.
I don't think he's been that bad other than
I don't either. And he still had there was a drive right before halftime in week 2 that I thought Carson Palmer's back. Like his pocket movement was great, his toughness, he stuck in the pocket and made throws under pressure, on the move. I thought he was fine, and then to kind of have a stinker last week. I want to see what happens in this game before I weigh in on him.
I know that you called it a no-show, and even to good teams that happens, but do you really feel that it's a no-show? Do you feel that
yes.
the real Cardinals are just going to show up and ride from here on out?
I think they no-showed in Buffalo. And it's not unusual for a West Coast team to come all the way across.
That is true.
Here's where I think I don't know if the preseason matters that much, but they talked, they didn't play much in the preseason. When they did, they kind of stunk. And they said, well, we're going to get it solved. And there's a good article this week by Kent Summers, Bruce Arians, say we know what our problems are. And he said that for 5 straight weeks. And there's been a malaise with this team in general, especially the offense. And they haven't been able to fix it yet. Doesn't mean they can't.
Well, one of the beat writers is calling for Michael Floyd to be benched for Jerron Brown. Michael Floyd's been terrible for 3 games.
He's been one of
John Brown is only playing less than half the snaps so far.
It's just strange what's happening with their wide receiver group.